he was Deputy Prime Minister, so effectively Rishi Sunak's number 2. He was also a very close ally of Rishi Sunak, having supported him very strongly during the leadership contest for the Conservative Party last summer, even when it became clear that Liz Truss was going to be elected by the membership back then. So he's lost one of his closest allies. Why has he lost him? He's lost him because there were complaints about Dominic Raab's behaviour and treatment of his civil servants, and that this constituted bullying, inappropriate behaviour that was contrary to the guidance that is set out for the behaviour of ministers, that they're obliged to uphold at all times something called the Ministerial Code. Dominic Raab has been persuaded, it looks rather reluctantly, to resign. He wrote this morning to the Prime Minister, issued a resignation statement where he actually sort of queried the findings, queried the process, and complained about the consequences of the findings. So it's a rather ungracious resignation statement, and then Rishi Sunak wrote back accepting his resignation. So that's where we are. I think the fact that he did employ him, and he hasn't, Rishi Sunak hasn't sort of used this as an occasion to set out why it's important to uphold the ministerial code. So you could say that by allowing Dominic Raab to resign and then Rishi Sunak reply to the resignation, he hasn't allowed himself to take this as an opportunity to say, actually, these are the standards that I require of ministers who I am prepared to keep in my government. He could, in a sense, have done more for that if he'd said, I'm not going to give you the option of resigning. I am going to sack you because you have fallen below the standards I want to set for the way I run my government. So I think those still potentially stand and potentially still a problem for Rishi Sunak.